Okay, there we go. Got a lot of people come back in on this side. Hey, sir, over there, Mr. Daniel. How you and the man of God doing? All right, all right. Let's see. Let me invite the folks back in, and we can get our discussion started in just a second. Just a second. Don't go nowhere. All right, let's share this. All right, there we go. People are slowly coming back. Share to my story. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, you guys. All right, come on, share this one, share this one, Facebook. We're back on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're back. We still have uh, Instagram that we're holding on to. All right, come on, let's get to sharing, get those people back. Just a second. All right, we're back. All right, so now we are going to begin our discussion tonight. Um, Thank you, Daniel, for tuning in to Instagram. We're going to begin our discussion tonight. We're talking about dreams and prophetic dreams and the interpretation of those dreams. And it is um, part of this I will be able to talk about. I'll be able to dialogue with you guys about it, but part of it I will not because I'm not a dreamer. I'm not a dreamer. Um, I've never been a dreamer. Um, let me see. Let me tag a couple more people that were on. Okay, we can get them back. All right. So welcome back, guys. I'm sorry about that. We were. This happened. The live was blocked because of the copyright on that video that we showed from YouTube. That's why it was blocked. All right, so we're back. Glad to be back. Now, I'm not a dreamer. I was laughing with my mom today. When I go to sleep, everything black. Everything just black. Very rarely do I when I wake up, very rarely do I remember what I actually dreamt about. Um, I just, yeah, we're back. We're back. I I hardly ever remember dreams. If I do remember it, it's something to it, probably. But hardly ever do I remember. But we were asked to talk about this, and I want to anything that you guys want to talk about, I want to talk about. So I'm going to just kind of lay the foundation tonight, and we're going to have to follow up with a couple of dreamers that I have spoken to who are actually willing to come on to share um, their experiences, and we could all learn a little bit more about the dreams. So, what are prophetic dreams? Vaguely speaking, dreams, these are dreams that give insight to the future and upcoming events. The upcoming events are categorized as prophetic dreams. Let me say that again. Dreams that give insight into the future and the upcoming events are categorized as prophetic dreams. They are broadly classified into directional, decision, and warning dreams. Um, so, lightly speaking, prophetic dreams can be defined as those that foretell a future event, or in other words, dream scenarios that contain foresight into the future. Those can be categorized as prophetic dreams. Um, so, there are and I want to just lay this really quickly. There are a few different types of dreams we have. The first type of dream is a warning dream. These are what they call them the most common types of prophetic dreams. Such types of dreams warn you of, either it could be a warning for yourself or it could be a warning that you possibly need to give to somebody else. Um, so that's one type. For instance, assume that you maybe invested into a new venture. Around this time, if you dream of a stop sign or a red flag or even a huge block on your path, something like that, that you can remember and it means something to you when you wake up, that's a possibility that you have had a dream of warning for yourself or something that you're doing or for someone else. I can't get into more of that. But so we have the warning, we have the decision type of dreams. And these types of dreams, you'll see yourself faced with a choice, then watch yourself make a decision. Since your conscious self is completely shut off during your sleep stages, it's your subconscious instead of your rational conscious that make that let me go back. It's your subconscious instead of your rational conscious mind that made the decision in your dream. So that's one type. Another type is a directional dream. Through directional dreams, the universe. No, I ain't talking about no universe. God or your spirit gives you the message, gives you the prophetic man. We don't fool around with the universe. No, we don't do that. For example, if a voice in a dream tells you to follow a specific direction, you should try to evaluate the pros and cons following the path that was directed by the voice. Now, you guys see the other types of dreams. You can look further into them. I don't want to go too much into the others because I'm being quite honest. Like I said a minute ago, I'm not a dreamer, so I don't have that grace to go into those. So that's why we're going to do a second part and talk with actual dreamers who can really go into detail about those. But here's a couple of the questions that I received in relation to dreams. When do you know when to share or not share the dream with those in it? And that's a really, really interesting question because I was actually speaking with my co-pastor a couple of weeks ago about this, and she began to explain some things to me as to how she would have certain type of dreams, and she would wake up and she could feel the dream like it was really, really live, like it was an actual event. And she shared that it was something that she saw that she could not speak of to the person that the dream was about. So you have to be, if it is in fact a prophetic dream, you have to be careful and seek direction on whether or not you are supposed to share that dream right now. And we're speaking prophetic type because, like, there are some prophetic words that we receive that we know it's prophetic, but it's not for you to say at the moment. It's for you to hold on to and pray about, because that's very, very important. Even though it may be from God, it may be prophetic, it may just not be the time for you to say anything. So if you are a dreamer or you think you're a dreamer and have a prophetic dreams, if it is about somebody else, you need to pray and seek direction on or instruction on whether or not you're supposed to say anything. And if you are supposed to say anything, when is the right time to say it? Because it just may not be for you to immediately pick up the phone and say, yo, I had a dream about you. You might not want to do that because it may not be the right time. That being said, I was talking to another person not long ago, and he said to me that he actually prophetically dreamt of a person dying. And that kind of threw me for a loop. Like, wow, it's a real prophet, a bona fide prophet that said to me, I saw this person dying. And sure enough, not long after that, the person that he saw did in fact die. So this is what I'm saying. It may, if you see something like, you don't want to go up to nobody and like, yo, I had a dream that you died. You don't like, oh, don't do that. That's insensitive, and that is not godly. Some things are just that you see. Some things are just for you to pray about. Some things are just for you to pray about, and until you get a release. If you get the release to say something, if not, just pray and keep it to yourself. All right, Sandy says, last dream, dreamt on a Wednesday of a young man standing with his hands being held behind his back by a larger man. The man's home was raided for various reasons on that following Friday. He was led home by a police officer with hands behind his back to a nearby squad car. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, Sandy, are you a dreamer yourself? Or do you identify as a dreamer, or do you think this was just something random? Because I told you I don't remember. I don't remember anything when I wake up. Um, that is really, really something. What was that last comment? Let me see. It may not be okay. It may not be physical death either. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Okay, she said it happened twice. Can't say. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it may not be a physical death all the time. And those of us who are prophetic people and who are prophets by calling, this is definitely one of the ways that, and the Bible speaks clearly about dreams and interpretation of dreams through, especially in the Old Testament. Um, Pharaoh had a dream, and Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and Joseph dreamed. It's a lot of dreams that happen in the Bible, and they were often called for interpretation. So, yes, Nini, you are right. It may not be physical death. So that's important to note. Another question that I got concerning this was, can you stop dreams from occurring? And my answer to that is no, because it's chemical, it's natural for you and I to dream when we fall asleep. You can't stop it. But for prophetic dreamers, I wish I could remember where I read it. And I'll probably have to touch base back on this again when we do the second part to this show. There are, there are some people who, let me say it this way, God gives everybody gifts, talents, anoints them for one reason or another. One of the gifts is that of prophecy. And of course, we're talking about prophetic dreams, but everybody does not want the gift. And you can't do nothing about it. You can't. So, in relation to prophetic dreams, you can't stop them. And if you try to stop them some kind of way, I don't know how you can. If you try to stop prophetic dreams, then you in my opinion, you are saying to God, like a slap in the face almost, like, I don't want this. And so you're going to try to alter your mind or whatever I don't know how it can happen, but I would say absolutely not. To Don't even try to stop prophetic dreams. Don't try to stop them. That's a gift from God. Let him do whatever it is he wants to do in your dreams. Now, through prophetic dreams, God often sends messages to help you understand yourself better. Okay, like your attitudes, your behavior, things like that. Through hints and insights, you'd be able to figure out your personality traits that are negatively affecting your life and your surroundings. So these are the wisdom type dreams where God literally shows you. Okay, Nene is bearing witness saying that it ain't. She say it ain't no stopping them. It ain't no stopping them. And those of you that don't know, and I'm gonna say it, she can beat me up later. Nene is a prophet by calling, so she knows exactly what we're talking about tonight. So she says there's no way to stop them. So you just have to deal with it, right? So one of the thing that God does is he shows us. I'm not a dreamer. I do hear, but not by way of dreams. He'll show you yourself in a dream, right? And or vision of whatever whatever means it is, but that's up to you. But since we're speaking about dreams, he could possibly show you yourself in a dream for you to straighten up and fly right, so to speak, or to I mean, it's so vast of many things that you could see. Charlotte says, me and my husband dream, and most of the times I can dream something and it'd be like a deja vu moment for me. So I found out last week I actually dreamed getting ready for my brother-in-law's funeral service. I had that dream months ago. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. These are that would be, and even like the one Sandy had, I would categorize those. I would categorize those as warning dreams. Um, just deep insight, because how else do you describe you having a dream about someone uh being locked up, or police, like Sandy, police coming to their house, and how Charlotte and Mike both having dreams about her brother-in-law passing away. And of course he did pass away. We just had his service on last Saturday. Good evening, Denise. Good evening, Sister Denise. Yeah, guys. So those are some types. And also, prophetic dreams also happen as a means for God to encourage and give you the much needed push that you need. Let's assume that you're in a fix, you're in a situation regarding your career. All right. You want to pursue theatrical arts, but you're not really sure if that's the right choice for you. At that point, if you by chance experience a dream telling you to follow your heart, that could be a message from God encouraging you to take up the career of your heart's desire. So that's one way that God speaks to us and encourages us, through dreams. You have to pay one theologian said to the dreamers, if you're unsure if it was a regular dream or a prophetic dream or not, what you can remember when you wake up, begin to write it down. Pay close attention to symbols, symbols in your dream. Like I don't know how to describe it, but pay attention to symbols. Pay attention to wording. Pay attention to others that are in your dream. You want to write all of this down. As much as you can remember, you want to write it down, and don't expect an interpretation, or don't expect an answer on your dream immediately. Because chances are, if it's a prophetic dream, it's going to take, probably it could take a while for you to get full knowledge or understanding of that dream. Denise Dunn said, I had a dream about my grandmother passing too. Wow. So some of you have experienced these dreams of your loved ones leaving, and then shortly thereafter they leave. Oh boy. Nini says, for example, a snake was wrapped around a certain body part. See, these are the type of symbols that I'm talking about. You want to pay close attention to things like that. That is and especially for you prophets out there, especially if it's a snake. If you see a snake in your dream, you need to pray, and pray hard, because that is a symbol of demonic activity happening in your dream. So you want to make sure that you are in prayer about seeing snakes and scorpions and things of that nature. I cannot wait to get our dreamers on here to talk to you guys more about that. Charlotte also says, my husband dreamed about his mom, and we were taught that if you dream about the dead, they usually are coming back to get someone, and that's exactly what happened with him. So Charlotte, you're saying that before Ernie passed away, Mike dreamt about his mother. Is that what you're saying? Okay. And Sandy says, I warned the young man. He was unresponsive. I felt I had done my part with the warning. I did record the ordeal. I just told God that I was obedient. Okay. I see what you're saying, Sandy. So let me go back. I want to go back, Charlotte. If you could go back to find Sandy's dream that she had, I want to put that back up, and then this second comment that she just made. Okay, so Sandy, for those of you all just tuning in, Pastor Alvin, Britt, A flat, good to see you, sir. Sandy said that she dreamt of a young man standing with his hands being held behind his back by a larger man. The man's home was raided for various reasons. On that following Friday, he was led from the home by a police officer with his hands behind his back, just as she dreamt it. Now, put the second comment up. Okay, so after, Sandy, you can tell me if I'm right. After you had that dream, you warned the young man. He was unresponsive. Is that right? She said, I felt I had done my part with the warning, and you did. You did indeed. Wow, that is really, really interesting. Okay. Okay. So Charlotte is agreeing that Mike dreamt about his mom, and then Ernie passed away. This is so deep. A flat says dreams offer encouragement, instruction, warning, or even answers to prayers rendered. One just has to discern which message God is sending in that moment. And that goes, thank you, A flat, for that. That goes back to what I was saying a few minutes ago. When you have these dreams, you have to, that's, if you go back, and Charlotte can put them back on the screen in a few minutes, there's so many different types of dreams. You have to discern which one you're having. And if you are to do anything about it at that time, because it may not be time for you to do anything, and it may just be for you. But in Sandy's case, she had a dream of warning, and she knew exactly who it was for. She warned the individual, and just as she dreamt, it happened. So you got to pay attention to things like that. Lauren says, I dream in vivid color. I remember the dreams. They continue if I wake myself up. I've also had warning dreams about others. So I'm not familiar with, because I have heard of the vivid color dreams. I've heard of black and white dreams. I'm not familiar with them. And again, when I do have the dreamers on, I have a list of questions and situations and scenarios that we're going to ask those dreamers about. So I don't know if color means anything. I don't know if black and white means anything. Nini, if you know anything about the color dreams versus the black and white, if you can comment that, that would be great. Um, so I'm going to keep that in mind when we have our dreamers on. And I want to say this also about the warning dreams, because this seems to be more common in relation to what we're seeing tonight. Those of you that are on Instagram, you can't see the comments that we're talking about. You would have to actually go over to the Facebook page to see those comments. So what's done is done. Obviously, you can't like reverse anything. You can't reverse the situation. Like if it's a warning for yourself, you can possibly save yourself from further damage or any damage if you actually heed to the warning that came to you in your dream, right? So it's important that we pay close attention to what we dream. Nini says, I don't know about the color versus black and white dreams, but I know who to ask. Okay, I need you to let me know, inbox me or text me later and let me know who that is, because I might want to have them come on as well. All right. I also find that I often have dreams to comfort me, and they are answering prayers. Yes, that is one of the things that A Flat said earlier. That some dreams offer encouragement, instruction, and even answers to prayer. So those are important to. We can't. I don't want anybody to discount any dream that you have if you think it's of a prophetic nature. Remember, start writing down what you see and start praying about it. Now, one of the messages that people often receive in prophetic dreams is to assist someone who is in need of help. That was key for me. That person may be, a close friend, a acquaintance, a family member. The reason why God chose you is that He knows you have the ability to help that person get out of trouble. So if you are one who experiences this type of dream, do not hesitate to reach out to those who might be needing your support. You can find that in Acts chapter 16, where this is just an example of the help type of dream the Apostle Paul had, and the dream was urging him to go to Macedonia. So you can see that in Acts chapter 16. All right. So we are definitely, I'm excited about having our dreamers come on to share. And I was being very careful, guys, about how far I went into it. That's why I just want to give a little basics on it, because I am not graced in that area, but there are people that I know that are. So we are going to have them come on and chat about that. And Charlotte, if you could go one more time and put the different types of dreams up. This is why I'm telling you guys, and I'm being honest, I'm not graced for that. For some of this, like the clairaudient dreams. I studied them, but it's not my grade. And I don't go past my grade. Clairaudient dreams are dreams where you are able to hear voices in your dreams with possible instructions. That's why the end of that word audience comes from the word audio. You can hear certain things in your dreams. Denise said, I had a dream that I was on a school bus and a bunch of other people, and somehow the bus went out of control, went into the water, and I just remember screaming, and people was on there yelling in the water. Was a dark blue, beautiful waves, but some people did drown and I did not. Wow. Okay. Okay. So that could be, it could be something, it could be nothing. So you just pay attention and don't get on no school buses where no water is. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. So you guys, this was exciting. I'm glad that we have one of our pastor's daughters, Joy Laredo, is a dreamer. I did have a chance to speak with her, and we're gonna try to work something out as to where she can come on and share. And also, Michelle Reed is a dreamer. So I'm going to get those together and one more. All right, Sandy, we're just about done, actually. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for supporting WTM with your gift tonight. And I want to also, we're going to get off of here, guys, momentarily. Lauren, I want to talk to you personally also. We do have, I want to keep this in your face. Our raffle, our WTM raffle is happening. It's happening. Saturday, December 17th, 2 p.m. You see the prize is $750, $500, and $250. The donation is just $2 per ticket. For those of you all on Instagram, you can see that. Just $2 per ticket, and it's $20 for one book of tickets. So I want you guys to support that, and I want you to sow a seed into WTM tonight. You can do that by the ways that you see across the screen. And anybody that sows tonight, we are going to take your name and enter your name into our raffle. We're going to enter your name into this raffle. So you can sow into us by way of Venmo, Apple Pay, Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, many ways to do that. And I want to appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support of WTM. We are very grateful, and we're pleased that we have wonderful things happening for us in the upcoming year. And you guys are helping us to do that. And we thank you so very much. We're going to come back in a few weeks, because the next 2 weeks we have already booked and prepared. We're going to come back and finish up talking about these different kinds of dreams, and you'll be able to see why I'm really honest when it comes to ministry, y'all. If I know how to do something, I'll do it. If I know how to say something, I'll say it. I can study, I can read, I can do all of that. But if you don't have the grace to touch something, don't touch it. That's a whole nother message right there. Because we got people preaching and pastoring that don't have the grace for it. They're just doing something. But that's on another page. But yeah, some of this stuff, it gets so deep and spiritual. And one of my spiritual mentors, when I told her that I was about to do this show, she misunderstood me, thinking that I was a dreamer and I was going to talk about my experiences. She told me, she was like, you better pray hard, because everybody doesn't have the grace to do that. I was like, no, I'm not a dreamer, but people ask about it. So she's going to come on, and hopefully I can also get Joy Laredo and some other dreamer to share deeper, because you all have questions, and you have sent me your questions, and I want to make sure that your questions get answered as best as possible. And what better way to answer those questions than by people that have the experience of prophetic dreams and the interpretation of those dreams. So I thank you guys so much. Is Apple Pay the? No, it is not, Lauren. I will give you the number for Zelle. As soon as we jump off, I'll give you the number for Zelle, okay? All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Don't forget, if you dream and you believe that it is prophetic in nature, when you wake up, as much as you can remember, write it down, and pray. especially if you have warning dreams. Okay, write it down, pray, and we're going to get back to you guys with more on dreams and the interpretation of those dreams. And again, thank you so very much for tuning in to the Self-Checkout Show. Thank you that were watching by way of Instagram. This was the first time for us tonight on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Thank you guys, those that have watched the replay. We appreciate you. All right, until next week, I'm Pastor Will, and this is the Self-Checkout Show, where we take an honest look at what's in our hearts, minds, and spirits. All right, guys, I'll see y'all next Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Have a great night, everybody.